I'd like to call the April 15 workshop meeting to order at 7 p.m. with the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call to order. Roll call.
Councilman Hurley.
Here.
Councilman Moore.
Here.
Councilman Nelson should be here shortly. Councilman Wells.
Here.
Supervisor Hoffman.
Here. Motion to approve the previous workshop minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. I on favor.
Aye.
Motion passes, no nays. Order of general highway town bills. I'd like to make a motion, we pay the highway bills.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, no nays. Committee reports. Councilman, well,
Hi, everybody. I have nothing report-wise to report, shall we say. I do have some new items to bring up. In the past month or so, I've been working on correcting some of the town laws. I know I've mentioned this at town board meetings before. So I'd like to bring up 3 separate resolutions if I could. The first resolution being the resolution to amend town law number 115, animals, and of the code of the town of Kingston. Whereas the town board of the town of Kingston has determined that it is in the best interest of the town to amend provisions of town law number 115. And whereas the proposed amendment is intended to update and clarify existing regulations relating to town law number 115, animals, and whereas the town board has reviewed the proposed amendment and determined that such amendment is necessary to promote the health, safety, and general welfare of the residents of the town. And whereas pursuant to the provisions of the municipal home rule law and the town law of the state of New York, the town board is authorized to amend local laws. And whereas the town board has determined that a public hearing is required prior to adoption of such amendment. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kingston hereby schedules a public hearing to consider the proposed amendment to town law number 115 to be held on, stand by, I've got my calendar out here. Not the calculator, there we go. It will be May the 4th would be our next meeting. So Monday, May the 4th at 6:15 p.m. here at the town hall. Be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to publish and post notice of said public hearing in accordance with law. And be it further resolved that following the public hearing and consideration of public comment, the town board may adopt the proposed amendment by law. Can I get a motion to accept that?
I make that motion.
Second it.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, no nays.
Just to go over that was simply some wording issues. Probably a year and a half ago or so, we decided to allow animals on town property, not in town property. So there's that differentiation. But since we already have, stations where you can get bags to clean up after your dogs, it kind of be silly that you'd actually have to break the law to bring your dog here to clean up after him. So in that law, it was literally taking out one line, that they're not allowed on town property. That was it. So that's that one. There's a lot of pages, sorry. I have a second one regarding, hold on. Nope, that still needs to look at. So I only have 2, I'm sorry. Second one, resolution to amend town law number 321, solid waste of the code of the town of Kingston. Again, here we go. Whereas the town board of the town of Kingston has determined that it is in the best interest of the town to amend provisions of the town law number 321. And whereas the proposed amendment is intended to update and clarify existing regulations relating to town law number 321 solid waste. And whereas the town board has reviewed the proposed amendment and determined that such amendment is necessary to promote the health, safety, and general welfare of the residents of the town. And whereas pursuant to the provisions of the municipal home rule law and the town law of the state of New York, the town board is authorized to amend local laws. And whereas the town board has determined that a public hearing is required prior to adoption of such amendment. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kingston hereby schedules a public hearing to consider the proposed amendment of the town law to be held on Monday, the 4th of May at 6:30. Did I say 6:15 before?
Yes.
So 6:30 p.m. Could I get a motion
I
to?
make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, no, nay.
All right, so in that one, again, that was some wording. For those been at the town board meetings, you know, the town law used to say you could only have a 32-gallon container for your garbage. Now it reads 96, since that's what Waste Management provides us with. There's also provisions in there for when you can put it out and when it needs to be put away. We do get a lot of complaints from people who just, they drive by and they leave their garbage cans out all week long or whatever. So there are provisions that it has to be removed the day of pickup by 6 p.m. Gives people time to get home from work, go home, take care of it. There is a provision that it needs to be at least 20 feet away from the road where available. We may get into some snags there where people will say up in the trailer park or bringing it up and putting it up against their trailer, and maybe they're like 15 feet or 18 feet. I don't think we're gonna be sticklers with that, as long as it's not out of the curb. You know, we just want it to look better when you drive around the town. There's also provisions in there for cleanup. You know, that obviously, just to reiterate that, you know, if a bear comes through and destroys your garbage, you're responsible for it. You know, it's the right thing to do. But that seemed to be a big question. Who's responsible if a bear takes it? Well, it's your garbage. You know, I thought it was kind of a no-brainer, but if it's in black and white, it's in black and white and can be enforced. I'll have copies of this available. I'll make copies at the end of the night. Everybody can take them home. I didn't get a chance to yet, but I don't have a large copy. Yes, Sam?
What's the enforcement mechanism for that?
The enforcement mechanism is the same as with any code in our system. It's the code enforcement officer's requirement. So if you see, you know, your neighbor constantly doing it, call him up. He takes care of it. If he does not, then it becomes a situation for the supervisor to take care of to make sure that he's doing his job. All right?
I have a question, Darren.
Yes, sir.
On, you mentioned about the trailer park. We don't control the trash in the trailer park.
Okay.
No, they have their own.
Okay, so I was just thinking that might be a situation, because I know some of those trailers aren't 20 feet from the road. So, but anywhere else shouldn't be a problem. Even with the houses, close proximity in the meadows, you know, 20 feet still puts it up by my house. Somebody had originally requested 50 feet, and I was like, well, that would have to put it in my backyard somewhere. And
My neighbor's backyard.
almost in my neighbor's backyard, to be honest. I was in the back corner of my yard. I actually measured it out the one day. And I was like, no, that doesn't work. But, you know, I figured 20 feet is acceptable. Again, with the time constraints, when it should be out, when it should be taken in, those kind of things. So I'll have copies of those for you at the end of the meeting. I am meeting, I sent out an additional email today. We're having, as you may know, we're having issues with the town emails right now. I had originally scheduled a meeting for sometime this week with Congressman Ryan's office regarding some available grants for the bridge on Wintergreen. Someone from their office did contact me, but since I can't get through to that email again, I'm not sure who to call. So I sent in a new request today saying, hey, this is what happens, here's a better email to get back to me. We were gonna have a phone meeting, you know, like a hour phone meeting, just to go over some possible funding options for the bridge over here. So as that gets updated, I'll let you guys know. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Darren. Councilman Nelson.
First, I'm sorry I'm late, just got a little late back up from Ohio. So, dealing with HRT, which was our previous IT department. They pretty much locked out our emails on Friday. That's why none of that happened. They say they didn't do it on purpose because the previous company did not renew it, the Microsoft 365 that does the programming. So back and forth, our new IT company does have it, and we're hoping by Friday, the latest Monday, that email should be up and running again. And I think that's all I have for now.
Councilman Hurley.
A couple things on the Xena Development Project. It was supposed to be in the Ulstertown Planning Board yesterday, but at the last minute they backed out. They were supposed to be on the planning or the town board meeting tonight, but it wasn't posted. And so there's issues going on about that. So right now it's still where it was a month ago. They still don't have any declarations yet. So I'll keep you informed on that. We had our first comprehensive plan meeting last night. 7 of us showed up, which was great, and we are planning now for every 2 weeks to sit down and discuss the plans and where we're going with it, and that may go every once a month until, see how it goes. So right now it's every 2 weeks. So right now the next meeting is April 29th at 7 p.m. for those who wish to attend. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Councilman Moore.
Highway's doing very good. Oops, sorry. Highway's doing very good. I stop in to see the guys at the end of the day sometimes, and they've been doing a lot of ditch work and a lot of, they put a couple culvert pipes in up on Hill Road, and water's flowing good. And that's it. They're into it every day. They're going out there with the excavator doing something. They're not sitting around. They're working very hard.
Thank you, Ed. John Paul, you have anything on the planning board?
I mean, currently we don't have any applications. We're still gonna plan to meet just to go over a few items. Other than that, I mean, there is that grant that we were presenting, me and Samantha were presenting to the board. I don't know about, we haven't really heard the sort of final decision from the board.
Did you write over anything?
I did read over it. I personally think we should move forward with it and
I'm good with that as well.
try to get anything we can get to move forward with that, so.
I mean, it's more information is only gonna help us, and there's no matching or anything other than the work requirement that me and Samantha would need to do. So.
I personally think we should,
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we move forward on that process.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, no nays. Thank you, John Paul.
Thank you.
Any old business? Any new business? Vinny, you wanna go over the spring cleanup?
Well, I brought it to the attention last meeting about maybe making it every other year or doing away with it. I think what we really need to do, before we make a decision on that, I think we need to pay attention to what happened this particular spring cleanup and really make a decision based on what the town has going on this year. And I think the best option would be to table it till after spring cleanup this year and really see, take a few minutes, see how many residents actually use it, see the amount of money we spend on it, and really think what is best for the town. I know this year I'm probably gonna use it more than ever, but I personally feel it should be at least moved to every other year. But I think we should take our time and not make a decision rushed. I think we should do a little research, take a few trips around the town, all 4 of us are supposed to drive this town all the time, see how many people actually use it and see what the cost is, and then possibly moving to an every other year situation. So my request to you now is to table So probably it would be the May workshop meeting would be the appropriate time to really discuss and make a decision based on all our views, not mine. Just I think all of us really should look to see how much is used and see what it costs and go from there. But in my personal opinion, I do believe it should be every other year because so many things have changed, but I think we need to make an educated decision and not rush to it.
I agree with that. You guys go with that?
I'll go with that.
I'm good with it.
When is the spring cleanup?
So it's 2 days, it's going to be May 1st and May 9th, Linda?
May 2nd and May 9th, both Saturdays.
Yeah.
So it's divided, they divided it, they don't have the trucks they used to use. So they divided it up to 2 Saturdays instead. There's lists out on the table out there with your address. Where it is, you're on Hill Road, right? So I believe you're the 2nd.
Okay.
But it lists all the different addresses in the town. So you can see where your address is and if you're the 2nd or the 9th. It's also posted on the calendar online on the website, as well as the website itself under documents and forms under where the garbage schedule is.
Okay.
As well as there is I finished today and posted on there. The form, it has all the information on it, the pricing information, all that information is on there as well as what is not allowed to be put out and that kind of thing. And there's copies of all of that out on the table as well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You good with that, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Any questions or comments? I make a motion that we adjourn the workshop meeting for April 15th.
I'll
Second
that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved, no nays.